There's going to be the clockwork. Okay.
It's decent against a Wind Ranger if it's being played in the mid lane. There's the IO that you talked about. I mean, it's too good to pass up. Z Freak has had an amazing performance on it so far. That means that it's going to be a position 5 clockwork this game?
Yeah, Husky's a clock player for sure.
Right, not bad. Let's see what they respond to here with for Zoom or on the side of Infamous. They've got a lot of damage from Wind Ranger, Bloodseeker. I feel like your burst is a little bit underwhelming. I'd like to see a Silver Edge carrier, but like the number 1 Silver Edge carrier, Sven, is banned out at the moment.
I mean, the Viper is still in the pool. Just a question of like, do you want to run Viper into the Lina mid? They go back for the Kunkka.
I mean, that's a Silver Edge carrier.
Yeah, that is true. This was something they banned out actually last phase of last game. So it looks like they're going to save last pick here for Lumiere instead.
Maybe. Are you thinking it's going to be support Wind Ranger?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think it's support Wind Ranger. It's going to be 3 position Bloodseeker. So I think that's going to be your offlane, Windy and Bloodseeker. And then we're going to be seeing Lumiere's hero. You could run Bloodseeker in the 1, go the Blood Rage build, max out to try and grab that like early Maelstrom. But I don't think it does enough here. I think you really just need this Bloodseeker for Rupture, and that's like about it.
Well, we'll see. I was looking at this draft thinking, all right, Kunkka offlane potentially, Wind Ranger mid, Bloodseeker safe lane, but I don't think you should last pick your position 4 here unless it like completely blows away everything on the side of 4 Zoomers, and you can just remix what your plans are at the moment and go for what I just mentioned. But we'll see. Dipping into the reserve time here on Zoomers. Moo offlane. They need more stun, man. I think they need a little bit more lockdown. Deal with this Wind Ranger.
Yeah, they definitely don't have enough hard lockdown right now, but I think the main thing is they just want to be able to deal with whatever this like safe lane carry is going to be. So they ban out the Terrorblade. They'll probably, I mean, can you even pick Phantom Lancer here? I think the way the Zoomers play this lineup is just so fast. I don't think the Phantom Lancer gets the opportunity to come online.
10 seconds.
No,
but
you need like 30, 35 minutes before you're able to fight this lineup here. I think they'll just blow you up. It's pretty easy to stay on target with the Spectre as well.
They might just go the Luna. Okay, they banned Monkey King. Okay. So as far as the heroes that are left, they could be looking at an Underlord for Moo in this offlane. With that Monkey King ban, it actually doesn't... It's not that bad.
You know who's still in the pool?
Tell me. Lycan?
Clinks.
Oh, Clinks is still in the pool.
5
Against Spectre, it feels rough, man. Shadow Step, you just find him every time.
You'd pop a Blade Mail. It's not great against Spectre. I'll admit that. I'm just surprised that it's made it through to this point.
Yeah, neither team. I mean, Zoomers just really want the Lina Spectre opener as opposed to like going for like the more meta picks that we've been seeing.
I mean, these are comforts for their mid and their safe lane.
Absolutely.
Pick things for these other players who are fairly versatile towards the end of the draft. Gives them a chance to respond very nicely to what they plan on picking up here.
Radiant's turn to pick.
So is the Sand King last?
Just what a stable hero. I mean, gives you great catch like we were talking about. They don't have a ton of it right now, and this Burrow Strike is going to do a lot of work in this game. I like this pick a lot. He can build auras. He can build aggressive. I think this Sand King might be one of my... I think he is my favorite offlaner of the patch currently to play, but...
Templar Assassin.
You're going last pick Lumiere, Templar Assassin. Okay. Interesting.
Right. Not what I was expecting, but it is going to be Kunkka mid, huh?
Yeah.
Michael 4. Yeah, you were right about that one. Wind Ranger on the position 4 here. Lumiere on the Templar Assassin. That's a hell of a bold move.
Yeah, safe lane TA does seem a little bit interesting. I imagine it does all right against the Sand King lane, but a lot of space is going to have to be made in this lane for by the Ogre, I think, right? Like that. Otherwise, I don't know what your opportunity is here. If this Lumiere, like TA, does not have a good start, does not get space from the Kunkka and the Bloodseeker, you're going to struggle for sure.
Lose together, win together, slay together, slay together.
All right. Moo's been playing a little bit of Sand King or Sand King more often in his pubs, by the way. I'm not sure if you've been watching that much of him. I know you've been streaming a lot on your own time. Man's on the grind.
This is a
Chasing that bag.
a fact indeed. Yes.
Win together, slay together.
Okay, who is slaying
Twitch.tv
together
slash-
right now?
Win together, slay
That's
together,
alone.
slay
All right,
together.
alone. You need to stop slaying, sir. You need to chill out.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/rkryptic, everybody.
Oh my
Man's on the
god.
grind. Am I allowed to do that?
I don't know. You just did it, so I don't care.
All right. Oh, by the way, everybody, it's actually my little sister's birthday today. So if I could get everyone to wish her a happy birthday in the chat, and I can clip it and send it over to her, that'd be swell. Thank you.
Oh, that's nice. Happy birthday, Neff's little sister.
Thank you, Ricky. I'm gonna be working all day though.
You know,
It's fine. She lives pretty far away from me, anyways. What can you do?
not a whole lot, unfortunately. All right, we've got another game about to start here. Infamous currently down 1-0 in this best of 2, so
They really need to pick this one up. Do we have the spreadsheet, Ricky?
I do have it open. Yes, why?
I don't. I was gonna look at the standings real quick, as I'm curious where Infamous are sitting. And if I don't use the spreadsheet, you know,
Prepare
yell at me.
yourselves
Four
for the
Zoomers
main
at
event.
4 points, 2 wins.
This
Sorry,
is
4 wins,
Infamous's
2
first
losses.
series, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry, 4 Zoomers. This is Infamous's first series. So it looks like 4 Zoomers. I mean, if they end up winning this game here, they'll be at the top of the bracket, I imagine, or they'll be in a pretty good position to get to the top of the bracket. We've missed not an easy team to bring down either. I'd be surprised if Alone doesn't pop off in the mid lane here, though. We've seen him pretty successful with Kunkka in the past.
Yeah, it is one of his most comfort pick heroes. Oh.
Mhm.
Now, there's a ward somewhere, but they miss it, actually. Just barely. It's on the other side of the high ground.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on
Just 30 seconds now.
See blood at the start of this game, but I don't think you actually want to take a fight on Infamous. Fighting into the leaning on the clockwork is a little bit scary. The battery assault and light strike array just does way too much. Tio Nacho. Same, my dude. I'd go for some nachos.
Okay.
You weren't looking at all chat?
No, I was just confused by that. Ward denied in the mid lane by Husky, but yeah, losing that mid lane ward, it feels pretty bad.
Yeah. At the very least, you don't lose too much gold or XP for it. It's like sitting at 12 right now on the Ogre Magi. You cleaned up a cog or something?
Moo and Z-Freak gonna just tunnel down this ranged creep while Lumiere tries to throw in some harassment. It's always a funny play seeing this happen.
We've seen it more and more often, right?
Yeah,
There's an
just
auto
force
attack
it to
down
shove
there.
into the tower, basically. But
Yeah.
they're gonna miss out a lot of creeps otherwise.
Oh no.
Oh, well, never mind. Io gets the deny. Ends up being worth it. It's like a top lane. A lot of scuffle happen on here. Michael does have that first point in the wind run, but as a result, you're not going to get any extra damage out from the power shot. Ends up taking a ton of damage anyway, just from Envy and Husky here. But we can focus on the mid lane. It's Gunner on his Lino once again, going up against Alone on the Kunkka, which is one of his best heroes.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about here. Gunner's actually going to chase him under the tower. Yeah.
He high ground missed one of those, actually, which was really unlucky for Gunner.
Gunner's going to be able to zone him all the way back out of lane right now. He's going to need another 5 gold to finish up his bottle.
Step
He's
lively
up the light
now.
strike array,
Your
but
admiral
there's
is
going to
on
be a couple
board.
auto attacks off. Nice prediction play. That means he's going to be able to... No, doesn't get the CS there. Unfortunate.
I mean, really well played by the Kunkka.
Tell me someone saw that.
Other than missing the CS there.
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to get a little bit of harass off into Gunner, who does have his bottle coming out to him right now, right?
Yeah, it's literally on courier, about to be delivered by this cute little turtle. Oh my god. What is this?
How come I don't get those kind of compliments from you anymore?
You're not a cute little turtle. I don't know what to tell you.
I could be a cute little turtle.
I'm sorry, Nev.
All right, I need to focus up. All right, we're ready to go. Envy, he's doing not too great so far on the Spectre, only 6 CS, but having a lane against the Bloodseeker has the advantage. It's difficult for him to trade any sort of last hits with them, and Bloodseeker is just going to be healing up. Has more base damage than the Spectre as well, so his life not easy down here. Lumiere doing all right in the bottom lane as well, so again, we see the safely off lane going pretty well for Infamous, but regardless of that, 4 Zoomers has showed that they don't really need to win these lanes. As long as Gunnar is decent in the mid lane, they can make these plays to recover their game. But it's still pretty early to say how these lanes are going to go, despite the fact that CS is the way of Infamous.
Yeah, absolutely. We can take a look at top lane as Husky gonna give up first blood here, most likely. There it is, goes the way of Sacred on the Bloodseeker. Not only is he top of the CS, but grabbing the first blood once again onto Husky. I mean, fantastic start for this off lane. And he gets a couple denies under the tower as well. So Envy not off to a fantastic start. I mean, kind of a little bit of deja vu from last game where Infamous just excelling in the lanes. Oh,
Yeah.
bottom lane, Lumiere. Kind of misplayed a little bit, thinking he could get on top of the Sand King. Ends up getting that refraction dropped immediately inside the wave. Is he freak stacking? Is that what he was doing? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trying to get D wards and stacks.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, yeah, they don't really, yeah, you have like a clockwork in the, sorry, never mind. I was going to say, Michael, he can set up a couple of stacks, but he's been playing pretty heavily inside this lane here. So and Ogre Magi being a melee hero isn't able to get any double stacks off inside the jungle. So they're not actually stacking anything up for Lumiere right now. So that's going to make Templar Assassin's game coming online a little bit slower. I was a little bit quiet for a moment because I was like looking around the map, trying to figure out what their best move is.
Husky goes down again. He's playing incredibly sacrificial in this lane. He's just like, I can imagine the comms is literally like Envy just being like, go away from me. Like, don't be anywhere in the lane. I just need experience or something, right? Like, as a result, he's just, ooh, dies bottom lane. Actually pretty deep there in the trees. But Husky's just trying to pull this Bloodseeker and this Wind Ranger away from him. They're both level 3. He is still level 1 here, 4.5 minutes into the game.
You know, sometimes the game's rough. What say you about that one?
Yeah, it's a rough one for is he considered a keen folk? Is that what he is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he's keen.
Oh, mid lane. Gunner gets level 6. Pump fakes that Laguna Blade. Almost dropped it on the Kunkka, but just not enough to... Another kill in the bottom lane? Okay. Neph, I'm seeing a little bit of last game starting off here once again as they're up 4-0 just in the lanes, and Lumiere starting to pull away as well on that CS. And this safe lane TA, I mean, if you let it get ahead, it's going to be able to farm super fast.
Yeah, but then it comes back to the issue that we talked about. You have a melee hero, you've got Ogre Magi here in the safe lane who's been playing pretty close to the TA. You've got Wind Ranger who's been sitting inside the lane beside Sacred here. You're not making stacks with the Templar Assassin. So yes, you're sitting decently on the CS chart. Your net worth is looking okay, but regardless of that, you're not going to be accelerating the same way you're used to seeing TAs do that come out of the mid lane. That have those camps stacked for them.
Actually trying to go for a wraparound in the mid lane here. Kunkka, he's got the X and the boat. He's going to drop it. The damage, is it? It's not enough. The Coco's Rum will keep him alive. The Shackle doesn't connect, but it just is enough to keep him in place. And they will be able to finish him off alone. Dodges out the flare from Husky. And that is now kind of the spillover of these side lanes into mid, right? The one lane that was going well for the Zoomers just tilts back in favor of the others. Oh, Haunt? Envy just picks off alone as he knew the Rum was counting down. All right, nicely done.
Man ran the numbers. He's a genius after all.
You just
when it comes to farming.
You just know exactly how long it takes, right? Like Coco's Rum debuff lasts X duration. You're just like, all right, well, in 10 seconds, I'm gonna just press R and he will die. Not bad.
Sitting on no mana right now on Envy, but you don't have a ton of kill potential here. He's level 7 because
Yeah,
of that kill.
I was like, that kill gave him so much XP. He's the highest level on his team now.
Give him a lot of gold too. Nice find. All right, big stacks here inside the jungle. It's got to be Lina who takes this ancient one. I don't think Moo's going to be able to.
You can take it on the Sand King with Caustic Finale, actually. He does a lot of damage inside this Sandstorm, but yeah, I think they're going to do it together like they did last game. Top lane, they're actually going for a dive here onto the Spectre, the Rupture, with everything being dropped in from the Kunkka. That is a dead Envy.
So there's the punishment for sitting up in the top lane with no mana.
Ooh, they were trying to set up a play here onto Ogre bottom, but don't connect with the Light Striker Ray. You go ahead and just try and do some damage to the tower as a result. Overall, really well played so far from the side of Infamous. They don't have a big gold lead, but they are farming well, and Bloodseeker being top of the net worth is very scary for the side of Zoomers.
They're behind Envy on levels though.
Yeah, after that mid lane kill.
Yeah. Sacred's working on a Spirit Vessel though, so they're looking to play pretty fast here on Infamous. They don't want to give Envy the chance to go with this Aghanim Scepter build. Potentially punishment for it here. Speaking of, he's got it queued up again. Just same thing every game. Power Treads and Magic Wand, first item Aghanim Scepter.
They've got the Vision game, right? That's how they play this. Like, they've got the Lina Io Relo, and then this game, instead of the Nyx Assassin, you have Clockwork with Flare and Hookshot, right? So you have kind of the same general idea of how you can play these heroes. Tumblr's Toy just on the ground there. I'm not sure who's going to pick that one up, but I'm sure someone will.
Did I give it to Sand King?
All right, that's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah. That's surprising. They send it back to base. I guess Moo wants to hold on to the Fairy Trinket instead. 75 extra HP and the extra spell damage, I guess.
Spell damage is pretty value on this hero. They're actually going to go for a wraparound onto Ogre, and with Moo,
he's just going to ult, I think.
Does he even need to? You just click him. It's like, I'm pretty sure he's just dead, right? Yeah.
I mean, he pressed it briefly. He's thinking about it, and he's like, wait a second. Why ult would mean no need spend mana?
Yeah, Clockwork, 3 points in that battery assault. Tons of damage. Sacred still just planting himself here in the top lane. Husky just TP'd, so he actually has to be a little bit careful.
He's not level 6 yet on the Clockwork, so it makes jumping this Bloodseeker a little bit more difficult.
Actually, Smoke Scan catches him just on the tail end, and Moo just gonna bail out of here right away.
Yeah.
There's a regen bottled here too. Ooh, they're gonna keep going.
He's punished.
He has to stun. Oh, no. Yeah, it's like he has to stun out of it. They drop the sentry. Still gonna continue the chase under the tower, and he's just gonna burn down there. 4 points in the ignite. A lot of damage. Gunner TP's in off the fortification from this creep, but he is alone. Suited there.
I thought, yeah. That was a good one. You're clever, Ricky.
I try every once in a while. Ooh.
I was going to say that is a very bold move, fortifying the creeps to TP in there into it.
He needs help badly.
Yeah.
Yep, Gunner is just gonna die here, I think. They got a lot of damage to relocate coming through. Moo as well. He needs to save his boy. The two-man burrow strike to the ignite. He's getting healed up by the Isle. The Hunt comes through the Laguna play. They get the kill. They turn it around. What a bait. Gunner, the cool, calm, and collected won this game.
Oh my god, they couldn't finish him off. Wind Raider should have stayed. If Wind Raider had stayed down there, I'm not sure what she accomplished by moving over the mid lane either. If she'd stayed down there, even like a power shot, a couple auto attacks would have allowed them to finish off this Lina. But they got baited instead. They lost 2 heroes, and now with advantage dwindling. I got a case of deja vu here, Ricky.
I know what you're talking about, Neff. I've never seen this happen before.
You've never seen Infamous win 2 lanes extremely hard and then lose the game.
They ended up winning 3 because of the rotation from the 2 supports, right? Like the side lane spilled so hard over into mid that they even managed to find the kill on Gunner. So 3 lane advantage. You do have this farming TA that will become a massive problem, as she is going to go the Dragonlance into Blink Desolator. And Lumire's farming. He's 6,300 net worth almost.
Yeah, we see this build more often than, say, Flame Tempo Assassin, Dragonlance first, largely play up the jungle. You play pretty tanky, extra side blades.
I do really like the Aghanim Scepter build on the Templar Assassin, but this game, I don't know if you can actually do it.
No, I mean, it's even easier to go on you. At that point, you're sitting by yourself. I mean, Envy doesn't have any stuns. He's the one jumping on top of you.
Hookshot comes through. Husky just gonna shove him back to the low ground. Great spell layering there from the side of Zoomers. They pick him off. Sand King, though, gonna get sniped, and there's the Rupture out onto Z-Freak. He's just gonna TP home if possible, but the Shackle's there to interrupt. LSA comes in from Gunner, doesn't connect. Z-Freak going for the relocate. Can he make it out? He does, and Gunner gets a double kill.
It's the humiliation.
Range creep following alone. He's thinking about going up onto the high ground here to try and grab this IO as he comes back, but vision the creep provided made it a little bit too difficult. They have an Observer Ward up here anyway, so he's gonna refill the bottle on the way back.
Ends up still being a pretty good trade for Infamous, right? They got the Sand King. They got the reload on cooldown. Speaking of Sand King, he's got a new Blink Dagger, showing that off bottom lane. Pro Strike into the Light Strike Array. They don't even, again, pump faking the epi, thinking they might need it, but at the end of the day, they got the damage, and they got the Bloodseeker.
Difficult to get out of the double stun. They know they're going to lose that bottom tier 1 tower as well, so end up giving that up. In fact, they traded for the mid tower. They should have that in the meantime.
Yeah, they will. I mean, that's a good movement by Infamous here, punishing this rotation bottom.
Man, it is so funny that Gunner and Eternal Envy are doing the exact same heroes in the exact same build.
Oh, big Blink Epi in the mid lane. Hookshot comes through. He only catches the Wind Rainer, but he's able to gap close onto Alone's Kunkka. Moo and Husky making a big play, and the counter tip from Moo out onto the mid laner.
Bow to your liege. I mean, this guy, not the best start, but ends up recovering off of this one, finding a couple of kills, setting up things in the bottom lane. They turned things around twice there. Once in the bottom lane when it looked like they were going to get that kill off onto Gunner, and the second time, just now, they grabbed that mid tower and they're on their way out. And now, Gunner almost has that BKB. I mean, we've seen this timing before. That's when the game turns around. Envy finishes his Aghanim Scepter, and Gunner finishes his BKB around the same time, and that's a huge power spike for Zoomers. And you haven't managed to increase his net worth lead at all.
It's kind of, like you said, flattened out here, and you have to be very worried about that. Infamous probably feeling the pressure here from the Zoomers. They go for a smoke, trying to find one of these heroes farming at the jungle, and it is going to be caught by a scan once again.
Regeneration.
Man, the Zoomers are on one today. Gunner just gonna dodge out, pop that regen. Meanwhile, Moo and Husky gonna make their way into the enemy triangle. Oh, another ward drop there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
All right, heading top on all. The smoke about to expire. See if they can find anything.
Your admiral is on board.
Rip that courier.
Power shot comes out. I think they're all just going to move in the trees here and TP away.
Oh, a nice ward sentry place. They could try and fight with this, actually. But it looks like they see the numbers. They don't want to risk it. They're going to walk into the cogs as they TP out. Well done. A lot of space made there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lumiere, though, about to have the Desolator completed after this Blink Dagger as well. I mean, this TA is going to be super farmed.
Now, I don't mean to be that guy, that analyst who disagrees with this play-by-play cast, but I'm not sure it's even going to matter, this Desolator.
Yeah, I mean, they just completed the BKB and the Ags, and there it is. The Haunt in the mid lane, Templar Assassin. The one hero having a really good game right now is just going to fall in Husky. He's looking for more on the backside. They do have the Shadow Step. It's available if they find this target. They grab Ogre inside the pit. Well done by Gunner there. And on the backside, Sacred ruptures up Sand. Or no, who do you actually rupture? I don't know. Oh, it is Envy inside the pit. Sacred pops his blade mail, trying to do what he can. Envy has to Shadow Step, but he gets caught by the silence. 15 HP. Shackle comes through from Michael. Power Shot's gonna finish him off. Z-Freak can't save him with the reload, and now Gunner, he's all alone. That is a huge turnaround here coming in from the side of Infamous. Husky manages to snipe the Bloodseeker on the high ground, and now Z-Freak with his returns can be able to heal up Gunner. Envy, a little bit of a misplay. He could have Shadow Stepped out of that one.
Could he? Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, he had Shadow Step the whole time. He died or got caught by the silence mid-animation.
Illusion.
That's unfortunate. He kind of, I think he walked around inside the Rupture. He hesitated a little bit too long. So he took a little bit of extra damage he otherwise would have needed to there too, and he ended up going down. Rupture did a bit too much damage to him, more than it should have there before he ended up getting hit by that Blood Raid as well. But in the end, I think it wasn't too bad of a fight for Zoomers. I mean, Gunnar managed to survive that one. I thought he was going to get killed. He was just sitting all by himself, but he managed to get out as well. And they get the kill onto Sacred too. I think that snipe there from Husky. He's had an amazing Clockwork game.
Yeah. I think the fight still ended up being a little bit in favor of Infamous. Like they don't manage to keep the TA alive, but finding the kill there onto the Spectre still kind of evens things out, especially after getting that BKB and that Shadow Dance timing. Michael in the mid lane is going to pop that smoke, and now Zoomers got to be careful. Or drop, sentry drop, they see alone. They're going to be able to potentially turn this around, but he's able to just dodge it. They know they're not in the pit. They have so much vision here planted on the side of the Zoomers, scouting this whole backside of this Roche attempt, and TA walks back in. Envy, of course, showing bottom, doesn't care. He's got Shadow Step available if they want to go for it. Sacred, this would be a huge kill. Lone walking up underneath this sentry. They could go for the Kunkka. Hookshot comes through. Moo gets Scout on the backside with the blood right. The X gets ruptured up. Sand King is all alone, and the backside of the fight, there's just nothing here. The side of the Zoomers, they've left them alone, and Moo just gonna go down.
Gunnar trying to come at the tail end of the team fight. He got the Arcane Rim, but he's not able to clean up, and they're gonna have to live Roche.
Kind of a... It seemed like the Zoomers were just on a different page there. Like they kind of thought that they wanted to contest Roshan, but now Gunnar in the mid lane gets caught out. Does have BKB though, so he should be all right. But I mean, that's going to be Aegis going the way of Infamous. Lumir gonna be very happy about that. Haunt comes out. Not an ideal scenario there.
Yeah, I was watching, and I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't end up taking that fight. I know MD can be pretty adamant about some things, and I think he didn't want to take the team fight without Haunt available, but I think the rest of the team on Zoomers is like, all right, well, we don't have time. They're taking Roche right now. We need to fight into them. Time that's slightly off, though, with his Haunt towards the tail end of that one. I think you're trying to steal the Aegis with it.
Yeah. I mean, with the Shadow Strike, though, it just feels... Or Shadow Step, it feels so good. Gunnar gonna walk right into Alone here. The Fire Blast catches him. Z-Freak can't get him out. He needs to be able to BKB, but the Shackle's there. They get the damage to get the kill, and now chasing for more, looking for Z-Freak. They should be able to find him, no problem at all. And another 2 kills going the way of Infamous. They are not letting this one slip away.
This is one of the things that they don't have this game that they did have last time, is the extra scouting potential from the Nyx that we saw. I mean, Husky can get a lot of it done, but he's just sitting elsewhere on the map at the moment.
Yeah, you had Hawks from the Beastmaster and the Nyx Assassin, a lot more vision to play off of.
Yeah. So you were always getting the jump in these team fights on 4 Zoomers in the last game. This time it's a little bit more difficult. I think... Oh, I didn't think that the Desolator mattered too much for the Templar Assassin, because if you take these favorable vision fights, you're going to get the jump on TA. It doesn't really matter if she's pumping out tons of damage onto you, because you have all the stuns in the world. You've got Clockwork, you've got Sand King, you've got Lina, and then, of course, Spectre is happy to trade a couple of auto attacks with you.
Envy didn't go back for the Blade Mill this game either. I mean, his farm has just completely stopped. You know, he got this Aghanim Scepter like 4 minutes ago and hasn't really found much top lane. The Epicenter will finish off the Kunkka. A fantastic start to the fight. Question is, can they find more? As Gunnar gets shackled up on the side, he's got a BKB to get out of here, and still just taking so much damage from this Templar Assassin. So far, a 1-for-0 rupture onto Gunnar, getting reload out. Great call there from Moo.
Moo?
Sorry.
You just can't get Moo right today.
I'm so used to, like, the thing is like the last time, every time I cast these like players, they're always switching roles, man.
You guys need to stop for Ricky's sake.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Ricky's getting old. He can't remember who's who anymore.
They just stick to one role, you know. It makes it easy.
At least it's not as bad as me mixing up Pepita and Mariana, who are actually the same person.
Who are the same person? Yeah, that was a funny one.
Yeah.
That was quite funny. It's like, yeah, that's me, and you're just like, wait, what?
But you're you. How can you be me? Well, I'm gonna clean out this. I hate to see it.
Step left.
Real sad.
Your admiral is on board.
They're all laughing about it though. Gunner playing with Z Freak down here. I guess they're looking for a potential kill to go on. Yeah, they haunt up. Certainly you don't go for this though. It's too close to the tier 1 tower. Like, you could just buy back and take this team fight pretty easily on Infamous. You've got Aegis available too. That would have been absolutely insane. So Haunt's kind of wasted, but they did give vision of the enemies.
Scouting Haunt, and they just go right into a smoke. You see Envy here, as well as Husky. I mean, they're just right under vision. Michael trying to get on top of Envy. This would be a big find. Nice hook shot comes through from Husky. Instead, actually finds Alone. Not necessarily what he wanted, but he's going to give his life for the Spectre.
Yeah. I mean, he did that last game as well when Envy ended up diving under that tier 2 on the dire side. You remember that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Global was forced, though. Husky
lane.
dies for Envy sins.
Alone's trying to get his eyes on some of these heroes. He knows the IO's there, but he doesn't get the vision. And Gunner making his way through the trees.
Certainly you TP on it.
Yeah, he's going to TP on as well. Space Mate is they brought 4 heroes to this bottom side of the map.
Well, playing a game of tag, a very dangerous one. Some of these full resumers course. They couldn't get their hands on Envy. They couldn't get their hands on Gunner.
And we get a tier 1 tower though.
Yeah. Yeah, they're more than happy to take this one late on full resumers. I mean, Lina gets very scary in the late game. I think Bloodseeker is going to fall off a little bit.
Oh, Toss top lane. They found Envy. He is just super dead. He just gets reclaimed there. Gunner trying to turn around. Might be able to just finish off the Wind Ranger. Laguna comes out. He does it. But low on the backside. Gunner forced to BKB. And just TP home. The question is, will he survive? Oh my god. The damage from the TA is just way too much. Maybe he thought Rupture was still up. He could have just ran away.
I think they would have.
I mean, there's no way they catch him if he just BKBs and runs with the tether. He's hasted at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he thought, all right, this is going to be the quickest. Excuse me, my quickest way to get out.
Bounty.
I'm not staying hydrated enough here.
Drink
Anyway,
water,
probably-
Neff. It's good for you.
Yeah. I drink caffeinated beverages. That's it.
Moo just gonna turn around and take down Michael. Has a Yules here to dodge out some of this damage, and now Sacred does need a little bit careful. Envy, if he just joined him, they take down Sacred, but instead just gonna make him TP home. Bottom lane, Pink's coming out. They're looking for Gunner here. He has no BKB. Nice hook shot comes through. There's a reload as well. Z-Freak will be able to save him. Goodbye, Clockwork.
Alone's going back in.
Gunner's got a BKB this time, but he just snipes Z-Freak. They're going to turn around onto the Templar Assassin. No BKB, no saves. Laguna's going to finish her off, and now Alone has to be careful. The Yules here going to set up potentially another Rupture onto Gunner, though, as Sacred comes on into the fight, and Burrow Strike might be enough to save him. Gunner, it's not going to be there. He's healing way too much on Sacred, and now Envy hiding underneath the trees here. All alone.
Yeah, he's going to run now. He's gotta. There's no way he can fight into this. It needs this Manta style then before he can play Bloodseeker by himself. We said no Blade Mail picked up this game.
He's got Spirit Vessel, Atos, like this. I mean, we were talking earlier, like with how good this top lane went, Sacred was going to be a huge problem. And I mean, absolutely. The Atos, the Spirit Vessel is doing absolute work. 6k gold lead now for the side of Infamous.
Do it with flair.
Yeah. Templar Assassin has finally learned a lesson off of that one, though. Getting double stunned in these team fights, then killed. Is the BKB queued up now? Eventually, you have to go back for this one. I mean, I understand it. I don't think you would have gotten that kill off onto Lina without all that damage when she was BKB TPing away. And I think that's what confused Gunner a little bit. He's like, all right, the enemies are pretty far away from me. The Templars can sort of get on top of me, but there's no way that they bring me down 100 to 0 before I TP out, right?
Yeah.
Well, wrong.
Right? Question mark? Nice work plays from Michael. In comes the Shackle, and with the rotation from Alone, gonna get the reload safe. Oh, no, the Yules! Miscommunication from the side of the Zoomers as Moo Yules himself, and he loses his courier. Oh no, Alone's found him. The reload spot. Oh, what a
no.
disaster.
They lose everything.
And now Rupture on the backside. It's found the Clockwork. They're dead on 3. Zoomers crumbling here in game number 2.
You just farm up a cog? Sorry, back on topic. I'm gonna head home to heal up, but they're gonna take advantage of the fact that they're right beside their base and 3 heroes are down. I'm not sure if you're forced to buy back here, but Rashawn's still not up. They've got no trap in the pit on Tempo Assassin, by the way, which I don't think they'll get too punished for, because that's probably the next place they're going to check immediately after taking this tier 3 tower. But they'll definitely get this. I don't think they're going to be able to take a rack. Trying to grab that against Sand King, because he's back up, is a bit of a tall order.
We'll take the tier 3 and
Roshan
back, though. So definitely value. Roshan is up, like you were saying. That's going to be Aegis and Shard. So the question is whether or not they can finish it off before the Zoomers make their way into the pit. Flare already being sent. And it looks like that damage is more than fast enough. I don't think the Zoomers stand any chance at this.
Haunt is an ability.
That is true, but will Envy go in? No. I mean, a lot of damage coming in from those illusions once again, but that's the 3rd Haunt in a row that has been used for nothing. He haunted for last Roche, he haunted for Vision, and then he haunted again now, and Envy...
As he haunted, relocate was like 2 seconds off of cooldown when he haunted. So I think he was like maybe a little bit optimistic about how quickly they could relocate in. And
Gunner
like, all right, we're not
jumped here by Lumiere, gets the LSA, forced to BKB and back out. Moo with a nice stun, but he's just stuck in the cogs. Oh my goodness, Clockwork goes down, and now Z-Freak on the high ground trying to make his way into the trees, but it's not going to be enough. Scouted by Sacred, the damage is there. That is another kill onto this IO, and now they will finish this lane of barracks, and they can go right to the mid lane. Gunner without a BKB is gotta be scared here. They're jumping in. The epicenter comes through. Can they bring down Alone in time? He gets the BKB off. He's not going to fall. And now Gunner just getting tunneled by this Wind Ranger on the backside. They get the kill onto Moo. They're also going to find Envy dead without buyback. That's, I mean, I don't know how you defend anymore.
You don't.
You got a tier 2 bottom to try and delay this, but they might just go tier 4s.
I don't think they can fight into the tier 4 towers here. Clockwork is a little bit scary if he hook shots into you. Lena can pump out a lot of damage and bring you down. But tier 2 tower is going to be the
Husky
objective.
gets found bottom by Michaels. They're trying to be able to secure this kill. The Atos once again. That is going to be another pickup here for Lumiere on this TA. Just 2 farmed at this point. Gonna TP home, regen back up. Thanks to the X.
Done now as well. If it wasn't hard before, it's hard now. BKB completed on the Templar Assassin. 9 seconds. This is going to feel near impossible to fight into.
I mean, last game we felt the pressure being applied from this Spectre Ags, but like this game I just haven't seen it at all. Like Envy is borderline
The hidden ones have
like
blessed me.
I don't know. Like I don't know what you call it. He just has been a non-factor completely.
I think one of the major issues is the fact that the 4 Zoomers heroes are getting jumped rather than being the ones with the extra vision control because of the Hawks, because of the Nyx Assassin. Like playing very far forward into the enemy team territory was a lot easier last time around. This time,
They don't have
I'm worried
it.
about getting, and their coordination has been a little bit off this game as well. I will admit that like they're making a couple mistakes that they didn't make in the first game with like these haunts and these relocates. It's just kind of amplifying the issue of the lack of vision.
Yeah, I mean, it also didn't help that they like severely lost the lane stage, where is their lineup.
Well, they did the first game as well.
Yeah, I mean, the difference was though is like the draft made a lot more sense for them in the first game, right? Like we were saying, this game the draft isn't nearly as strong, and they lost all the lanes, so they just didn't have the recovery here. And I think Infamous addressed the problems with the draft quite well. Like this Bloodseeker, this game is a lot more useful. They're gonna go ahead and find the Wind Ranger here. It is just a support, but you definitely take it. The Haunt now looking for more. They should be able to take down the Ogre, and they do. They get the Kunkka as well on the backside, thanks to Gunner. 3 quick kills. Pretty happy about that. Lumiere forced a BKB and TP home. The relocate was going to scout him. Okay. Zoomer's down, but not out, it would seem.
Signs of life. End up getting like what 3.2k gold off of that one. 6,500 XP swinging their way. Getting that kill on the Kunkka is definitely the biggest one. He didn't even manage to get off his BKB in that fight, so still able to stun people up and blow them up pretty quickly.
Ooh, Rupture? Where's that at? It's caught. Moo on the Sand King. Internal Envy comes in. Sacred's got to be careful. The Aeon Disc gets popped, but he's alone. And the rest of the Zoomers there to find him. They get the kill. Hookshot just off the mark from Husky. The other thing to note, they have a bottled regen here onto Z-Freak, which could play a big role in an upcoming fight.
We'll see. I'm not sure they take a fight in the next like minute here when he's got this regen room. They'll get this tier 2 tower. They'll be forced to get back. I mean, you have one Rax left standing, which makes the game a little bit difficult. Two of these lanes are going to push in naturally, but you still have that global jump potential. It's just a matter of who jumps whom in these team fights is how they win these.
They've caught TA? Oh
yeah,
no, she's able to blink out.
Expires.
Yeah, they don't want to go in before that expires.
I think Moo is making the call, like, this age is about to expire, guys. Just take the fight, and...
They were not ready.
They weren't ready. Or maybe this split-second communication issues. Like, he doesn't have time to relay the age is about to expire as he goes on the TA. Maybe it's something that he knew, but the rest of the team maybe forgot. Hard to
I
say
like the
unless you ask the
positioning on the Zoomers here. I mean, they are pretty close. Husky and Moo just holding this side of the jungle. A really good choke point for them to play around as Gunner, just cutting this bottom wave. Like you said, they're showing some signs of life. Infamous, though, with the 2 racks advantage, is going to be very hard for the Zoomers to come back into this. The Radiant Scan off the mark, but Moo, he's looking for these heroes. He's going to find Sacred, steals this Arcane Rune, but is going to get jumped by the entire lineup here of Infamous, and Sacred manages to dodge the LSI, and you go down. That's your gem as well. Gunner now caught off by himself. There's going to be the Rupture. He's got a BKB TP out of here. Instead, he's going to try and turn it around, maybe find a kill of his own. Z-Freak's going to reload him out on the backside of the fight. It's going to be Clockwork. Caught the buybacks coming through from the Sand King, TPing into the outpost. The power shot's going to finish him off. Gunner, can they do it? In comes the Haunt. Do they have the damage? The Templar Assassin, she's alone, falling low. They get the kill, but Gunner goes down in the process. He's going to buy back into the game, and Kunkka doing some work here, trying to take down the IO. Is it there? Do they have the damage? Kept alive by the Ghost Scepter. Unbelievable Burrow Strike move. They're kiting him around. Z-Freak caught by the Spirit Vessel, stuck down. They will trade, but Envy's starting to fall low. Gunner, he's back, ready to fight. Can they get the kill here onto Sacred? It'd be a big one. Buybacks coming out from the side of Infamous now. Rejoining the fight, Envy uses the Haunt, but he Manta dodged it. Oh my goodness. What a save there, Envy. If he goes down, that would have been a disaster.
3 buybacks on each side. Yeah, Envy. I mean, he's got buyback available, but I think it might have just like got towards ending the game. They ended up losing a tier 4 tower in the middle of that fight because it ended up lasting so long. The other one is down to half HP already too.
And they have the hero advantage on Infamous. I mean, it's a 2v4 here. Question is, can you hold? Envy's got to tank a lot here. Gunner just forced to BKB, trying to do what he can, but he's just getting surrounded. Caught for the moment. The Deso doing some work. That BKB now has expired. Lumiere doesn't have his either. It's really up to the Spectre. He's got to do all the heavy lifting here as Gunner can only resist some on the backside. They're just focusing down the throne. Envy trying to take the damage, but a shackle from Michael. Line him up, knock him down, baby. The GG comes out, and Infamous gonna take the 1-1 here to tie the series.
I mean, that's what the old saying goes, right? You never leave Eternal Envy. 2 racks is down. Things start to get pretty scary at that point. The man is most dangerous when he's wounded. That's when the anime comeback comes in. But managing to close that game out there on Infamous, I gotta say, for Zoomers, they played a sick fight at the end there. Z-Freak relocating not to the bases. Lena was forced to fight into the enemies there, but instead, the other side of the team fight where they started to wipe these heroes, taking advantage of that outpost advantage that they have, buying back in the game, but it didn't end up being quite enough. Infamous, they just had too much of a net worth advantage at that point and seemed to have all the answers from game number 1. They adapted to the strategy here of 4 Zoomers incredibly well. So 4 Zoomers getting punished for doing this exact same strategy twice, it looks like.
Yeah, it
Except
was
for less vision.
like we said, it's felt like the same strategy, but just like slightly worse, right? Like they just didn't have the exact same amount of catch like we were talking about, and it backfired for them. Like they addressed it extremely well on the side of Infamous, so really well done by them. Lumiere popping off this game, going 18-3-10, and honestly, Sacred on this Bloodseeker. I honestly feel like he did most of the heavy lifting in these fights, like finding big kills. Lumiere, just the absolute damage machine that he was. So exceptional play, but we've got so much more Dota. 2 more games for Zoomers coming up next as they're about to take on Infinity, if I'm not mistaken. What any thoughts about what Zoomers can do? Are we going to be seeing the similar drafts here in the next series, or are they going to switch it up? What do you think?
I think they've got something that really works. I know Eternal Envy is probably pretty comfortable playing the Spectre non-stop as he's played it a lot. He changes the build according to the patch because that's really what changes the hero. But I wouldn't be surprised if he continued to play on the Spectre. They might change up what Gunnar is doing for the mid lane, though, or kind of reform their draft based around playing with a little bit more vision next time around. We'll have to see. At the very least, I'm sure Infinity was taking notes during that match, so 4 Zoomers are going to have their work cut out for them going forward here.
Right on. Well said. All right, everyone, stay tuned. We're going to go to a short break. We'll be back with our second series today. As again, it's going to be 4 Zoomers versus Infinity. So stay tuned here on Beyond the Summit. We'll be back with more of the Pro Series season number 8.